Alex, first of all, congratulations. How much emotion have you gone through in that 90-odd minutes?
Oh, plenty. It was a roller coaster, wasn't it? I said to the players in there, you'll never get a pat on the back for running around, showing desire, showing intensity and pride. That's a given. Whenever you turn out for this club, it's a privilege and an honour. So they'll never get praise for that. But what they got bundles and heaps of praise for was the fact that they responded to so many different situations in the game so impressively. Going 1-0 down, not going 2-0 down, which has been a common occurrence. So we were able to get in at half-time without the game having got away from us. We were still well in the game. We lacked a few ideas in the final third, but we were getting up to the final third relatively comfortably. So there was no panic in the changing room. We said to them, stick to the plan, but just do the plan better. And they also responded in the second half really quickly in terms of getting two goals in short succession, and the whole complexion of the game changes then, doesn't it? And then they responded once more by seeing the game out relatively comfortably and adding to the lead. So there were all sorts of different things to be pleased with within that game that we haven't shown all too often this season.
There's no doubt about it. They hit a worldie when the game's even Steven, nothing really happening. But then all of a sudden they complete harry-carry and give you an opportunity to get back on level terms. That's the thin dividing line in football, isn't it? And you accepted them chances. That's
right, Graham. I said to you the other day, didn't I? If you work hard enough and you dedicate yourself and prepare yourself often enough to representing this club, you'll get lucky every now and again. And that was our little bit of luck. We had a little bit of poor luck in the first half. Whether you could say it was luck or not, I don't know, but it's not very often Tom Lowry loses possession in those areas of the pitch, and those types of goals get scored as a result of it. But we worked hard enough to deserve that little bit of luck, and then the impetus was with us, and we shortly after got a second goal, and I was hoping then we could go on and get a third, so that the game was relatively comfortable moving into the final quarter. But that's never our way, is it? we all know that's never our way. It's not the Crew way. But thankfully then I think the reflection on the scoreline at 3-1 was probably about right.
What an atmosphere it created, you know, as well for the fans and for everybody. I don't know where Belly got that celebration from, but you need to calm him down a little bit. But I think that typified what it meant.
Yeah, we're all different, aren't we? That's Belly's personality, and I'm never going to change that because he's so valuable in the sense of what he brings. Likewise, Kenny and all the other backroom staff, we're all in it as a team, and it was for everyone today. Everyone who works at the stadium and everyone who works behind the scenes at the training ground, but ultimately it was for the supporters who've been so patient, so resilient. They've stuck with us. It wouldn't have happened at any other club. It's incredible the type of support that we've received today, a week after getting relegated. All they want to see is a real drive and fight and desire, as I say, to wear the badge with pride. And the outcome can fluctuate, can't it? You'll win some games, you'll lose some games, you'll draw some games. But ultimately, that's what they want to see. And more often than not, you'll get good results if you show those types of characteristics and traits.
You tinkered a little bit with your selection, a couple of changes from last week when you named your first team, but you also tinkered a little bit with your formation as well. How did you think it all worked for you?
It worked well. I mean, the idea was to put them in a system and a formation that best utilised getting players in their main position. You can't always do that. We were playing a midfielder at right back, we were playing a centre half at left back, but we didn't have any full-backs fit. So sometimes needs must. You're asking those players to go above and beyond, to show a little bit of versatility, a good mindset to adjust to their secondary position, if you like. And with the absence of obviously full-backs, that was the situation we were faced with. But Zach did that role brilliantly. We knew he could because he's a real driving force with the ball. And Josh was good on the right-hand side as well. But ultimately, all the other players were in their strongest positions, with the exception of Longy. Sometimes, you know, you could argue that his better position is through the middle, but he's played a lot of football off the left at Motherwell. So we were confident with that framework that we put into place for them that they were going to succeed and have a good day.
When you pick a team, you're looking to put as many goal scorers on your team as you can. That was one thing that Dario always used to say, get them goal scorers on the pitch, and 3 of those have all got goals. Long, Mandron, Sambu. Yeah,
it's no coincidence, is it? If you put enough goal scorers on the pitch, you're going to have a goal threat. Now, goals have been few and far between all too often this season. That's not always the fault of the strikers. That's often because we haven't been up the top end of the pitch often enough. It's been a struggle in all areas of the pitch, hasn't it, for various reasons. But hopefully now that momentum today will drive them into the final 3 games. The point I made right at the end, there's obviously a lot of joy in that changing room, a lot of smiling faces, was one win isn't enough. Successive wins has to be what we're focusing on now. And if we don't win at Hillsborough, let's be honest, is that likely? Not as likely it was as winning today, but we'll have a really good go at it. But if we don't, let's be competitive in the game, and then we aim to win against Ipswich. And all of a sudden, you get a good points haul between now and the end of the season. Everyone's got a spring in the step, and the whole club can build towards next season.
There's no doubt about it. You could see that relief. How were they when you just went in that dressing room for a few minutes with them afterwards?
Yeah, they were overjoyed. The message from us at the beginning, before they went out, was come back in here at 10 to 5, quarter to 5, however long the game lasts, with smiles on your faces, overjoyed at the fact that you put a shift in to largely doesn't really describe exactly how well they've done putting in a shift, but it's a football term. Sometimes you just have to stick to the basics, put a shift in, run around, do better than your opponent, and the outcome will be positive. And that was what we saw, obviously.
No doubt about it. It's been a very hectic few days for all of you concerned. How do you unwind? How do you relax now? There's something new that you've got to look at yourself, basically.
Yeah. I'll unwind tonight by probably watching clips of Sheffield Wednesday.